Hi, this is Lisa Kelly, Notre Dame author and class of 1993, and you are watching the Two Irish Brothers show. Cheers and go Irish.
Tyree. Here's Tyree with the lane. Tyree! Whoa! Can he get there? Tyree at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown Notre Dame! Woo! 98 big ones!
How's it going, everyone? I am ND Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin 57.
And together we are the Two Irish Brothers show. And can you guys believe it? The next day we are still together. So we are doing this video right beside one another, and it is freaking awesome.
Yes, it is.
And first off, Ben, I want to shake your hand and say thank you for being such a gracious host to me.
Not a problem.
So as you guys know, this is the day after the BC game, and we won't drop this video until Wednesday, but we're doing the USC preview here in Ben's home in his basement, and it is awesome. I gotta tell you, there are Snorlaxes galore around here, and I like it. I like it. For those of you who don't know, Snorlax was a Pokemon character, and he slept all the time, kind of like me. And I would say you sleep a lot too.
I do. These days, I do. Being a parent is hard.
Yeah, I bet it is. So anyway, folks. So Notre Dame is 8-3 after yesterday's big win over Boston College. And yes, it is a big win.
Yes, it's a big win.
BC is not a good team, yes, but being able to show that you can manhandle the teams that you are supposed to manhandle. I would like to think by the time the rankings air on Tuesday that would dictate what I'm talking about here.
Well, it's hard to shut anybody out. I mean, I don't care who you're playing. You shut them out. That's impressive. Very few teams shut teams out. So that was amazing, absolutely amazing. But it's USC week. We're moving on. A nice little indicator is the AP poll has been put out, and Notre Dame comes in at 13th in the nation in the AP poll. So that's 5 spots up from where they were. Not bad, not bad. And one would think that if Notre Dame can beat the Trojans and with a few other things going on, they might make it into the top 10.
Well, that AP poll, USC came in at number 5.
Yeah.
And I like we both, like Ben said already, that I think would be a good indication of what's to come Tuesday night, but you never know. Yeah. But the thing is, yesterday we did have some mayhem that we needed, that we talked about, a month ago, of what we needed to have happen. We needed some mayhem to happen for a chance to possibly slide into the NY6, get a Cotton or an Orange Bowl bid. And I've heard some people talking about, like, depending on how LSU does, they want to put us against LSU in the Sugar Bowl. But of course, I don't know how exactly that would work with the tie-in. So that's got to be, I'm almost calling fake news on that.
Yeah, and that's definitely across the bridge when we come to it, But if Southern Cal is in the top 5 by the playoff committee this week, and Notre Dame can beat them, that's 2 wins over top 5 opponents this season for Notre Dame.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive on a resume, not going to lie. So, yeah, but we can't take Southern Cal lightly. I say it a lot in my videos, but you can't take these teams lightly. Just because people think you got the momentum and just because, it looks like you're going to beat them, stranger things have happened. I mean, we saw Navy beat UCF yesterday. So they were ranked and Navy wasn't. So, it happens. It does happen.
That is the world of college football. The unpredictable can happen. It's not out of the realm of possibilities here. But let's get right into talking about the Trojans. And I think I could probably just make this one statement and the video could be over. But when it comes to USC, great offense, atrocious defense.
Yes.
We saw, I mean, you end up falling asleep or thinking, as you like to say. But
during the game,
I watched the majority of the game, and both, well, not just USC, but UCLA too. Both those defenses were just unbelievably bad. Yeah. But the offenses were really pretty good.
Yeah. Well, this was a typical Lincoln Riley team, and that's not a shot at Lincoln Riley at all. But Lincoln Riley has always had a team that has a really good offense and a shaky defense. Just saying. So, I mean, that's their Achilles heel right now is the fact that defense is porous And, I think it was one of your buddies that said, Estime should be licking his chops thinking about this game. So
I would like to think so.
So, giving him a little shout out. But yeah, no, this will be a monumental matchup, and it's nice to see USC back.
Yeah, it is. It makes the rivalry a lot better.
Yeah, it makes it more fun. And college football is more fun when Southern Cal's good, and that's coming from a rival fan that can't stand them. But it's true. I mean,
check out the T-shirt.
Yeah, but seeing them do well, there are just some teams that when they're doing well, college football is good. It is good, and it's them, Michigan, Oklahoma. Nebraska when Nebraska's good, and the Hurricanes, when those teams are really good, and Florida State's on the up and up this year too. But when they're good, college football is just more fun. It's a lot more fun. And, Notre Dame has a 4-game win streak against Southern Cal coming into this one. Southern Cal is going to want this game real bad, and this is a Lincoln Riley led team. And I mean, there's a lot of props that goes to him. He's turned this program around very quickly. And I know the jokes are, that they're bought and paid for, but still to get those guys to come together as a cohesive unit, that's impressive. Because look at A&M, look at Texas A&M, man. 4 wins this season, the quote unquote highest payroll, if you will, in college football. Southern Cal's right underneath them for that payroll and tale of 2 different teams for sure. So,
but also let's not forget too, and the announcers have been talking about this like crazy. This is a playoff implication game.
Oh, definitely.
There's so much on the line.
Definitely.
USC, and it's safe to say, at least from my point of view, I'd like to think that USC will be number 5 when the playoff rankings come out on Tuesday.
So, yeah.
They'll be the first team out, especially after what happened to Tennessee. And I'm not rubbing it into your face, BVD, but just we're going off of what we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that I'd like to think that they would pass. Who else was it? Tennessee, USC was at 7. Tennessee was at 5, and then who was number 6?
Georgia was 1. Ohio State was 2. Michigan 3.
TCU 4. Tennessee 5. Oh, LSU. Duh.
LSU, yeah.
And I'd like to think that they'll jump LSU.
Well, yeah, because they have the better record, and that makes sense. I mean, but the biggest thing is like you said, this game has huge implications for them because this now for Southern Cal is like a 2-game playoff. They have to beat Notre Dame and they have to win the Pac-12 championship.
Yes.
Or it's going to, really hurt them in that playoff ranking if they're wanting a bid.
And then we're playing for something too. We're playing for a potential NY6 bowl bid.
Yeah.
And so there's the majority of eyes in this country
are going to be on this game.
Yes.
And
so
this game is Saturday night. This was actually announced a couple days ago that this game is a night game. So, we'll definitely have the eyes of the college football world on this game.
You're going to have football. Everybody's going to be eating Thanksgiving leftovers, hitting the booze pretty hard, I'm sure. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and who's going to come out on top. So let's get right into USC, and let's do what we always do, break down the numbers. So Caleb Williams, what a season he's having.
Yes.
That whole offense is having quite a season. So Caleb Williams, 250 out of 385 passing attempts, almost 3,500 yards passing, 33 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions.
Yeah, and when you say almost 3,500 by 20 yards, so
3,480 to be exact.
So that's incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So leading the way on the ground, Travis Dye having a great season himself. 884 yards on 145 carries, good for 6.1 yards a carry, and
that's good numbers, man.
And 9 touchdowns on the year. And then leading the way in the receiving game, you have a lot of pretty good receivers on this USC team,
which is typical for them.
Yeah, of course. We have Jordan Addison. 51 catches, 765 yards, 8 touchdowns. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm going back and forth on my phone here. It only gives the first initial for their first name. And I'm not very good with names. Taj Washington, same thing, 36 catches, 549 yards, 4 touchdowns. And it goes right down the board here with receivers. I mean, Caleb Williams, like a lot of quarterbacks we faced this year,
spreads it out.
Mm-hmm. Mario Williams, we'll go over one more here. 27 catches, 508 yards, 4 touchdowns. And it's just the same thing. 8 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 2, 2, 3. Again, you can't say enough spreading the ball around.
Yeah.
He does that well. So, and I think the big factor here is those numbers are phenomenal. There's no questioning that. But what it all comes down to is SC playing against a team like UCLA. That's not a good defense they're playing against.
Right.
They're going to be playing against Notre Dame's defense, who has really shined all season long, with maybe a few hiccups along the way, but overall they've been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Benjamin Morrison picking off passes left and right.
That's what I was going to say. Will we see the true freshman get another pick this
upcoming
week?
Knows? Who knows?
I mean, this is going to be a huge, statement for him and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish defense. It's gonna be crazy, man.
And of course, you got Isaiah Foskey and the Ademiamola twins wrecking havoc on that defensive line. Guys like Jack Kaiser and Maris Leofau, who still I think should have had a touchdown yesterday. That was a terrible call, but I digress. They've been tearing it up in the linebacking core. Cam Hart, Tariq Bracy, along with Benjamin Williams, getting it done. So that defense has been playing well all season long overall. And we're going to give USC fits. I can feel it.
Oh yeah, for sure. This will be one of the best defenses that they've seen all season. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how the Southern Cal offense adapts to this Notre Dame defense. It'll be absolutely impressive.
And even though it was a slugfest last night and a barn burner, we saw it plenty of times where Caleb Williams, even though he had a pretty good game last night, you could see plenty of times where he got flustered.
Yeah.
So and that's by a UCLA defense that's not good. So I would like to think that our defense could kind of put a little bit of fear into him.
Oh, for sure.
And really get the pressure on him.
But the big thing is our offense has to get going in this game.
Yes.
Like, this is not a take a step back from what happened in the Boston College game. This is how you started in the Boston College game is how you have to start in the Southern Cal game.
And I'm kind of thinking you might want to put more in the running game than the pass. But you know what? Maybe that's a mistake. I don't know.
Hey, whatever works. If it's working –
I think what it's going to come down to for the offense is you have really got to get the feel for how this game is going to go quick.
Yes.
Not wait a quarter or two to see how it's going to go. You got to get it figured out within the first couple drives to see what works and go with it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because look, Drew Pine, there's been plenty of times where he's played well for us, but obviously he's had his problems and we all know that.
Yeah.
He's not the long-term answer. And I'm man enough to admit that as a fan.
No, and he's not. He's not.
But you have to, in this game, since he's your best option of this quarterback room right now, you have to really play up to his strengths. And that means getting him out of the pocket, rollouts, play action. Don't try to be cute out there. Just do what you know works.
Right. Yeah. This is a stay within yourself, lean on your teammates, be the leader, all that kind of stuff. All those cliches. This is that game, and this is a hostile environment. This is one of those games where you just got to stay within yourself and do what you do best. And, if Pine's given a decent amount of time to throw, he's great, and make smart decisions. We always say that the team that makes the least amount of mistakes usually wins the game. That's limiting turnovers, making big plays, and with Pine, he just has to not throw interceptions and not get flustered like we've seen in some of these other games.
And, of course, the biggest factor, too, is we got to win that war in the trenches.
Yes.
Both sides of the ball.
Yes.
If our offensive line can get that push, in my opinion, that's game.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. So, with that said, Ben, it's time for the biggest part of every preview, score prediction. If you don't mind, I know what my score prediction is, so can I go ahead? Can I go first?
Because I did go first last week.
So. Okay. So, without explaining too much, it's exactly that. I think there's going to be a balance of our defense being really good and USC's offense being really good as well. We're going to give up some points in this game. They're not Boston College.
No.
So based on everything that I've seen, how good our defense is, and if we can win that battle in the trenches, Notre Dame 42, USC 28.
I like it. I like it.
They're gonna put up some points. Now, if what we did against Clemson happens in this game, I love it.
Well, yeah,
I'm not going to complain, but I
that.
can't say that's going to happen because USC is the better team here.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be Notre Dame 35, USC 24.
Okay, so a little closer, but now do you see us getting that touchdown late in the game to pull away?
I think so. I think it'll be a late because this is going to be back and forth. I mean, like I said, you're going to Southern Cal. They're going to have a lot of momentum coming into this game. That crowd will be really into it. They'll play that stupid fight song over and over and over and over and over again. I hope Marcus Freeman's playing that all week at practice because those boys better get used to hearing that over and over and over and over again. But yeah, this will be a close game. This will be. I mean, you can't, yes, they have an atrocious defense, but things change when you're playing a rival and things change when you're playing in a big game, and I would expect nothing less from either team. So.
We'll see what kind of adjustments can be made. Who's better at making the adjustments too? That's another big factor as well. So with that said, everyone, it's hard to imagine that this is the last preview. Well, of the regular season. The last preview of the regular season.
We will be in a bowl game no matter what. We're bowl eligible. So
absolutely. But also, I forgot to say this at the beginning of the video, which I usually do, and I can't believe it. If you like the content that we put out, hit that subscribe tab in the bottom right-hand corner and make sure to like or dislike this video. It doesn't matter. Helps with the algorithm. Yep. And you guys know where to find us on social media. It's all posted below. And also, we would like to say to Vince Rizzuto, if he's watching, hopefully he had a good turnout, dude.
Yeah.
I hope your trip was a success.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the snow, too.
Yeah.
What a game to go to.
Yes. We're actually looking at doing another November game next year, potentially.
Yeah.
Because it was fun. I enjoyed the snow. People probably think I'm crazy, but I don't care.
Yeah, that's right.
So, with that said, everyone, last game of the regular season coming up.
Yeah.
And thank you guys so much for supporting us. Not that like the season's over, but for the regular season, this is it.
Yeah,
so
it went by fast.
I know it always does every year. It's not like baseball where you get 162 games. You only get 12 regular season games in football, and that's it. So on that note, everyone, I am ND Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin 57.
And as we always say, good night, God bless, and go Irish.
Go Irish. Beat Southern Cal.